how did you guys form?
Take this one.
Yes.
Yeah. How did we form? Alright, so we'll start one day when I think Ben and I, basically, Ben, myself and Jack, our old bass player, we all live within 100 metres of each other and we wanted to start a band. So yeah, we needed a guitarist and a drummer still, what we had. So there's this band, local band called Cutting It Short in Byron, and it had Caleb and Evan in it. And I watched them open for Terra, and this was when I was like 14. And I just knew that these guys were our age and they were in the same year as Ben. So I just approached them and said, hey guys, we're starting a band, would you like to come around for a jam? And they were kind of like, yeah, we'll think about it. And sure enough, they contacted Ben like literally the next day, and we had a jam band practice. So I was kind of surprised because I was really kind of shy, to be honest. And we wrote a couple songs. Then we went from there and we stopped because Cutting It Short was doing something, and then we resumed as a band name, which was in like 2 years later. So we'd already previously had that lineup, and we resumed a couple years later. So it didn't really start till I was 16, I feel. But yeah, that's how we formed, and we just hung out in school and chilled then, and then we took on Kyle once we started getting serious about it.
Where did the name In Heart's Way come from?
Pretty sure I was like semi-conscious one night. Or semi. Well, I'll start again.
And who's doing
Thanks, man.
Thank
Cheers.
That's a shot.
Drinks in it. First thing you just go well.
Where did the name come from?
One night, I guess, in my semi-conscious sleep, I got up, I remember getting up and I wrote something down, had a bunch of band names, and we all presented them at band practice, and it was the one that everyone just went, yeah, I'm going to start. And I guess what it means, like, stuff like that. For me, at the time, it was about, I don't want to attach it to emotion, but it was about, in the destruction of a wake, what's left behind of a catastrophic event, whether it's a funeral or it could be a love, it could be something, something, don't want to say negative, but something where you've really, you've put out emotion, sort of thing, the heart, where the heart comes from. But it's also got another meaning, which is the waking up, the eyes, and that's being, waking up to something like something beautiful, love, in heart's way. It's a present feeling, it's not a past or present.
As you mentioned a minute ago, you guys come from Byron Bay, which is pretty much the biggest heavy band to come out of Australia since AC/DC. What was it like growing up there for you guys?
You have to take this again, man. I didn't grow up there, so this is it.
It's me again. Well, amazing. Beautiful place to grow up. AC/DC, aka Parkway Drive, were a phenomenal inspiration for watching a band come from the same school and just seeing them head out to the world and watching them grow, whilst always coming back to their hometown Byron Bay, and just to see the possibility of what could happen. So, and also they brought other bands, they put our town on the map for hardcore, and we had Evergreen Terrorist, we had Terror, we had Every Time I Die, Unearth, Walls of Jericho, bands that were making city runs and making Byron Bay one of their stops. So to grow up, to be 14, 15, 13, 16, and just to see these bands really gave, I think, a head start at knowing what was legit.
Obviously coming from Byron Bay, and you guys have played all over Australia, recorded in the States. Do you ever get the comparison? Like, do people always come up and say, oh, you're from Byron Bay, do you guys sound anything like Parkway Drive?
Yeah, I think there's always that thing where people compare us to Parkway, but I mean, we're trying to do our own thing and separate ourselves from that a little bit, but it's nothing wrong with being compared to Parkway. I kind of like it, actually. So
I mean, yeah,
it's good.
I mean, every band in this country owes the thanks and the debt and the respect to Parkway for this Australian scene. So yeah, we're grateful at that, but we are doing our best to pave our own path.
You guys went over to the States, was it the beginning of last year to record Divination?
It was the end, it was November, December-ish. So. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, we did it in February.
It was so cold that it almost felt like Christmas time. It was January, February, you're right. Yes.
What made you guys choose to record with Josh Schroeder?
we heard a few like of his recordings, like Complete Purging's new album and then Legends album, and we were just stoked on that sound, and like we started talking to him just via email, and like he was just the nicest dude, and like we went there after we talked to him, and I loved him, and honestly like it was the best thing we could have hoped for. Like I obviously would like to see that guy again, and hang out, because he's like one of our best friends now.
He ticked all the boxes, had all the right answers.
Divination came out August 31st, I think, from memory, last year. To pretty much, from what I can see, rave reviews everywhere. In all honesty, were you guys expecting to get such a positive response from the album?
Definitely. Well, I mean, we're just doing what we love doing. You know, we're playing music, we're touring around the country with our friends, and just doing exactly what we love doing. Like, everything else is a bonus. I mean, obviously we were hoping for that kind of response, but I mean, it is great.
Yeah, no, we didn't expect it.
No, definitely
not at all. But taking it very, very, very proud and humbled by it at the same time. Like it's an achievement. It feels big time. But no, you can't expect these things.
While on the topic of the new album, it came in at #1 on the Kill Your Stereo album poll. It was a little while ago, but if either of you can remember, what was the first thoughts that went through your mind when you found out that your album was #1?
I thought someone's been funny. I was thinking, no, you know, because it was a poll user thing, so it wasn't 10 guys in a room on a piece of paper saying who they thought. It was a massive vote sort of thing. So obviously Amity, having such a big fan base, I would have expected their fans to probably submit Amity a lot more, but perhaps just our fans were involved in that voting more. I don't know, but stoked.
Yeah, definitely stoked is the word that comes to mind.
You guys did a split a few years ago with the recently broken up Sydney band The Bride, and you guys got to sub-headline their farewell show. Since that split came out, both bands have just grown massively. What was it like for you guys sharing the stage with them one last time?
Well, I wasn't around when the split came out, but the last show was absolutely crazy. Like, there was so many kids in that little Blacktown venue, and like they were going crazy. Like, it was like, I think there was like 200 over capacity or something like that, and like.
Don't tell anyone. It wasn't up to us. It was a little scary. There was people who just like, I'll be a bouncer. They're literally just holding kids. Like, you just, any Tom and Jerry that had somewhat muscle was just like holding the line. It was chaos. But it was sad, but also really good, because they were ready. They weren't like something tragic had happened. They were ready for new things, you know. And it was like you said, awesome to see both bands grow to what we are, and it was a nice send-off, really.
Alright, last question. It may stump both of you, or you'll know it straight away. You're going on the road for 3 months in a van. You can only take 4 albums with you. iPods don't exist. What are they and why?
I really, at the moment, love the Deftones Diamond Dive CD, and even the new one, like it could be either one of those. Like, I'd have to choose, because I wouldn't want to listen to Deftones the whole time. I'd just ruin it for myself. And Carnival at the moment, like their Sound Away CD, I'm pretty obsessed with it. But that'll be my 2, and then I'll let you take.
It's 4 each. So
4 each.
Well, let me do 2.
And then I'll decide.
I'm pretty into chill music at the moment. Active Child, really like Active Child. Get the name of it though. Jeez, it's bad. Active Child's latest album, It Rules. We definitely do that. Definitely take my boys North Lane, their new album, which I've heard. It's really good. Being brothers, great to see what they're doing, so we want to support that. Got 2 more albums each. Gonna get this. It's back to you, I think.
It's hard to just produce it. There's many, like there is like so many albums.
I mean, I'm gonna bring up a classic one, possibly that's not at present. I've thought that the As Lay Dying, Shatters Our Security, as the love of that album. When it came out, that was influential for me.
I always think Misery Signals Control is always a good one. Like, there's
really
no one who will be like, turn that off.
No. So that's 3 each, I think. I'd go that too, but I like your choices. 1 more choice each.
I'm going to stick with those 3, and I'll put them on rotation. That's me.
You got a fourth one. There's a fourth one to choose. Let's pull it out. Let's do it right now. Shoot it.
Alright, I like Tools Anima. I'm gonna go with that.
Tools Anima.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, I gotta think of an album real quick. Got anything for me?
No, this is your choice.
I'm not even thinking about the album.
I'm not going to help.
I know you're not.
It's big.
This is hard, man.
What do you always put on in your car?
I don't know.
Reggae? You did a big reggae thing lately. Maybe like that South African crazy band, Diane.
I got a request here. I'm going to take it.
Is the camera on? It's still on?
Shit. I wouldn't put that on. We're not going to say what that was. I got nothing.
I've managed to stop the first band we needed.
I seriously can't think of. I've got like songs.
What about a hometown band?
Hometown band. I'm gonna actually. You know what? I'm gonna say Amity because they've been really good to us lately. And well, not the Chasing Ghosts. I prefer the Youngbloods one. But yeah, great dudes. I'm really behind those guys, especially for touring with them. And the catchy songs that they've got an ability to write simple music well.
Yeah.
So I feel like that could be good to hit the party vibes right now.
Actually, one last question that I'm just going to pull out of thin air, speaking of party vibes. I think it was 2 trips ago, you guys came over here on the back of a cover that you chose to do.
Yeah.
Why that song? Like, how did it come about that you guys decided to cover Chris Brown?
It was the top 10, like we just looked at the top 20 of the time. And it was a song that was on full rotation every single club, you just couldn't get away from it. It's not that we loved the song, it was just that to convert it, it just had all the right, ticked the right boxes. It had, thought we put a gang vocal here, fast beat there. So just, getting Oscar for 50 lines, getting our boy Oscar to do that guest vocal part, this would be fun, let's just do it. It'll annoy people, and people love it as well, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll add an extra year, make it 4 times.
Actually, I kind of forgotten about that, so...
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, cheers.
Not a problem.
Thanks for digging up the past.
That's alright. And I know there's going to be a few people here tonight and tomorrow that would definitely be curious, and even by the time this interview airs, they'll know the answer, but is it something you guys will probably ever play again?
No. I'm going to say right now we'll probably never play it again.
Honestly, if you had a farewell show and we wanted to be silly,
you reckon?
we wouldn't do it because it's like one of our hits, but if we're at Byron, maybe.
Yeah,
I honestly don't think we'll ever play it, but there's a slight chance we want to be silly. At a Byron farewell show or something if that day ever came. But only if it was in the near future, and it's not going to be, so let's just go with no.
Yeah.
Thanks heaps for sitting down.